We have just 33 days to make medical history. This is a once-in-a-generation opportunity to ensure we have the very best chance of getting the treatments we need. The Medical Innovation Bill will enable doctors to innovate new treatments and cures safely and responsibly with the consent of the patient.
The basic premise of this bill is that all cancer deaths are wasted lives. Science does not advance by 1 centimetre as a result of all these deaths. Why is that? It's because the deceased receive only the standard procedure.
When I first heard about the Medical Innovation Bill, I realised that changing the law in this way could be the one thing that helps my son Harrison. Duchenne is a 100% fatal muscle wasting condition. It affects every single skeletal muscle in the body, and over time their muscles waste away and they'll be confined to a wheelchair, eventually need ventilation, and somewhere between their late teens and mid-20s we lose them. Currently, the law dictates that patients are only offered standard treatments. Innovation requires deviation from standard procedure. There are drugs that have been approved and are safe in other disease populations that could show a clinical benefit for boys like Harrison with Duchenne, but doctors are reluctant to prescribe them.
We want there to be more freedom for doctors to innovate. On the other hand, we don't want doctors to be able to do whatever they want. We don't want reckless experimentation which puts patients' lives at risk. But we do want bold, scientific, responsible innovation.
In any innovation in medicine, there's an element of risk. And between clinicians and patients, there has to be a level of permissible risk, particularly when the population is small and the need is great.
By exploiting genetics in rare disease, we have new opportunities emerging, and this is somewhere where the bill could be exercised in practice. A decision to do that should be based on good science and with good consultation. It shouldn't be done recklessly.
If there is a treatment that shows promise, it has efficacy and safety, then we should be given the opportunity to try it.
What's the difference that this bill would add as opposed to the normal processes that we already have within cancer treatment and indeed within medicine?
There are debates about the way in which we try and pass effective therapy. Do we have to wait for the large international randomized study that takes years? Or can we have a very, very strong efficacy signal in a small number of patients that gives us sufficient confidence this is an active drug with low toxicity and the patient should get it now?
This bill is not just about Duchenne. It's not just about cancer. It's about all patients, irrespective of their condition. Patients should be the beneficiaries of our most noble intentions and our best efforts. They are not a statistic. They're not a commodity. They're not someone's science experiment. They could be your wife, your brother, or your child, and they may well not be, but the responsibility for saving them belongs to all of us.
So what the judges are saying is that there needs to be a better balance between defensive medicine and innovation. Under the current law, that's impossible to achieve.
The government backed this bill, but it won't become law unless we tell them we need it.
The Health Secretary, Jeremy Hunt, has promised that if you tell him you want the Medical Innovation Bill by responding positively to the Department of Health consultation, then he will pass this bill into law.
I don't want Harrison and patients with other conditions to be just the next generation to die. I want them to be the first generation to survive.